This episode of Casual Compliance is brought to you by Chumps. Block those big baddies.
Hi, my name's Gramps.
Hi, my name's Chili Bin.
And I'm Ruby.
And here in Casual Compliance, we like to talk about the Commander ban list using a fun little wheel to talk about everyone's favorite Magic the Gathering format. Why does the most casual format of Magic have a ban list? Why can't I use these cards I want to play? I'm here to answer that question. Mainly, he's here to answer that question.
Yeah.
And today we have a special guest who's going to be the authority of consoles, so to speak.
Yeah.
So what we do is we usually get a spin wheel going. You guys didn't watch that, so we've cut it out. I've already spun the wheel. I know what card we're talking about next. Ruby knows the card because she saw it on the screen, but she doesn't know what card it is.
She's peeking.
I peeked.
Chili Bin does not know what the card is.
Nope.
I'll tell you the card. I'll tell you what it does. We'll talk about why we think it's banned, why I think it should be unbanned, and I know this one for sure. We'll go away. We'll do a bit of a research phase where we talk about internally what he's seeing, what Reddit tells me. And then from there, we'll reintroduce the card. I'll tell you why it's banned. And then we will go through what we found in research and make a decision at the end. And at the very end of it all, Ruby will decide if the card stays banned or unbanned.
Mm-hmm.
Because Ruby controls the console format.
I see.
Yeah. So you as the leader of the CFP.
So you're using our guest against me?
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. Turncoat.
You turned her against me. You turned her away from me.
I have the high ground.
You did that yourself.
Gramps was sick of not having anyone on his side, so that's why he's decided to bring guests on.
I brought Tom in, and Tom was immediately like, everything should be banned. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
So, let's just get straight into it, I guess. Thanks for joining us, Ruby. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Ruby, from fame of Cozy Magic Club, Cozy Magic Fest, and Ladies and Ladies Nights, where we learn to play Magic and play a bunch of drafts and the rest.
Yeah.
Where can they check you out?
Find me at RubeePlays on all social media, Twitch as well. And then on YouTube, find me at Cozy Magic Club and come to one of our cool events.
And that's Ruby with 2 E's, RUBEE. Mm-hmm. You can check us out, Casual Compliance, on every single thing that you can think of except Twitter. Fuck Elon Musk.
Yep.
Or Instagram.
Or Instagram, because we are
lazy
in our 30s.
Yeah. Instagram is not for us.
Yeah. And because we're not getting banned from TikTok, you can still check us out there. We're over 16 in Australia.
Yeah.
Also, TikTok's not banned here yet.
It won't be.
Chances are we'll follow the US. Who knows? Let's not get political.
God. Anyway. Fuck Trump. So the card we're going to be talking about today is...
That's going to sound terrible. You cannot do that. That's even worse. I'm cutting that out.
We're going to be talking about Paradox Engine.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Literally pre-episode, I was like, yeah, I do agree most of the cards on this list should be banned. A little bit of the thing behind the scene. Except Paradox Engine. Bam.
Yep.
Bam, bam.
The
This is
gasp I
great.
gasped.
Because I know this card.
So exciting.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know Paradox Engine, where have you been? And go back and watch our Profit of Crufix episode before you watch this one.
Yeah.
Because Profits of Crufix is just strictly better Paradox Engine. Let's be real.
Okay.
Paradox Engine is a 5-cost artifact. It's a legendary artifact, so you can only play one of.
I feel like one is enough.
Whenever you cast a spell.
A spell.
Cast a spell.
Yeah.
Whenever you cast it. Not resolves. Whenever you cast a spell, untap all non-land permanents you control.
Yeah.
Immediate unban. Just the easiest unban on the planet.
Really?
Hear me out, right?
Okay.
It's all non-land permanents.
Yeah.
That's why Profit of Crufix is strictly better. Same price for Profit of Crufix,
Sure.
and it's all permanents. This is just non-land permanents. So untap those chumps, untap those dorks, and the big fatties.
Mana rocks too.
That's
Mana
fine.
rocks.
Yeah, but
Untap that Soul Ring.
how many soul rings can you play?
One, but you
Literally.
can copy them.
Yeah, and that's fine. So it's colorless, it's legendary, it's mythic. Mythic, I guess rarity doesn't really matter. But it's colorless, it's legendary, it's an artifact. And it's when you cast a spell. And just to add a bit of a flavor, one look at this glorious item convinced me that Kaladesh deserved my full attention. Sure enough, my time here has yielded exquisite fruit.
Quick question. Is that you, Gramps, saying that, or is that the flavor text on the card?
Tezzeret and me
Yeah.
at the same time. Tezzeret and I agree on a lot, which is really a bad thing to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't read the law.
Tezzeret bad.
But he was pro-vaccine, so just put it out there. For the Vorthos podcast, that'll come eventually. He got vaccinated from the Phyrexian virus way before anyone else.
Okay.
Just saying.
Cool.
Just saying. So, what do you think, Ruby? How do you feel about Paradox Engine? Knowing the Commander games you've played,
Yeah.
whenever you cast a spell, untap all non-land permanents that you control.
That I control?
Yeah.
Yeah, unban it.
Yes!
You can't start there. That's a really hard position to come back from.
Look, no. I'll do my research. I will think about it, but how fun. Just untap. Unban. Untap.
No.
Ban, untap, upkeep, unban.
Yeah.
I'm in danger.
Mr. Bin,
Hello.
what do you think?
So, have you seen in the latest Jumpstart set?
Yeah.
There's an elf that can be your commander that gives all elves the ability to untap when you tap them and put a +1 counter on it.
Yep.
I played against that deck last night. A friend of ours has built it.
Yeah.
Has 30-something creatures that are all mana abilities on them. So the idea of tapping your creatures to play a spell that untaps them, there's too much going on there. But I think that would almost turn off the effect of that commander though, because like both triggers would go on the stack.
But it only triggers once anyway.
Yeah, well, so when they tap, they untap, you put a counter on them, and then you can do it again, get the mana again, and then Paradox Engine, if you cast a spell, would untap them again. Then you've still got your blockers, which are now huge because you put +1 counters on them every turn.
Is that infinite? Can it
Nah,
can it
Well,
stop?
I think
Be
there's probably
stopped?
ways to go infinite with Paradox Engine.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You'll find it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I did a bad thing and I got my phone open just because that friend messaged me this morning.
Yeah.
And
To tell
said,
you that it's
I want to
fucked.
say that one day I'll build a simple deck without a lot of shenanigans, but you and I both know that's a lie. Talking
Yeah,
about the
that exact
Dionysus
deck. Yeah, it's bad, dude. Yeah, I don't remember the name of the card, but I'll bring it up during research.
Dionys.
Dionys, yeah. But yeah, I think because it's also cast a spell, so you can do this on other people's turns.
Yeah.
You could be generating mana, untapping them on other people's turns if you've got anything that taps for mana that isn't a land.
Yeah. This is going to be a longer episode. I've got a fun story for everyone,
Yeah.
but we'll do it after.
Oh, from the tournament?
From the tournament.
I love this story.
From the tournament. So I
get to it.
Look, I went to, and you can start your research while I'm doing this if you
No,
want. but
we'll have a clean break into research.
I went into a
Yeah.
modern tournament with a mono green control deck. Green isn't really a control color for a lot of you more in-depth Magic fans here.
For most Magic players, it's not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it had a Paradox Engine in it because I had one and I was so mad I couldn't play it in Commander that I put it in this deck. And I went to this
Revenge
tournament
in
and it was
Modern.
Lana White Elves and Elvish Mystics in the deck, all the mana dorks. And then a combo that was Mer Land Shaper and Liquid Metal Coating, which was when you tap them, turn target land or target permanent into an artifact. And then a card called Splinter, which was exile target artifact or remove target artifact from a game.
So exile.
Go through the person's library and hand, remove all cards with the same name. Cards with the same name. So, hey, that swamp or that Urza's land over there, take it out of the game, go through your deck, get rid of the rest.
So no swamps.
I got rid of someone's entire land base with that.
Yeah.
And then I could recur it with Eternal Witness. But like,
That's gross.
Paradox Engine down on the table and doing the splinters. Some guy from the table over there was like, what the fuck?
Like overhearing
Yeah.
it.
That's an
Just
accomplishment
overhearing.
that
Yeah.
someone across the LGS is like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I
No,
think-
this was a proper tournament.
think
This was
my-
in like town hall.
My version of that was us going to that Lost Caverns of Ixalan launch event where they give you the precons, you play it. I was playing the dinosaur precon and I got my life total to over 100. Gavin Verhey was in town for that one. He walked past and said over my shoulder, "What are you doing?"
Bitch designed this. What are you talking about?
He's like,
You
"How do
made this happen."
He's like, how do you have this life total? I was like, I don't know, the dinosaur deck goes hard, dude. Well
White.
done.
You put white in this deck. It's Naya. It's life.
So good.
Research time.
I think, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does homogenous mean in terms of...
The same.
It will be going the same.
Right, okay.
It'll homogenize a game experience. If that's what you've read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
So
will
make every
milk.
game the same.
It will milkify.
Yeah.
I'm saying that.
It's already been said. We're recording still.
Yeah, well,
We don't stop.
perfect.
So say all the bad thoughts you have now. Yeah, okay, we're back. I don't remember how we do this. How
You
we come back.
usually say welcome back.
Oh, welcome back. As always, I mean, here's the thing: it's welcome back for us. There's nothing in between now.
I'll put a cut.
We murdered the
Yeah.
in-between person. He's dead to us now.
Yep.
I saw it.
I
Paradox
ran him over
Engine.
with my car.
Do you want to talk about Dionysus first before we go back on Paradox
Yeah,
Engine?
just to read through what it actually does. So Dionys, not Dionysus, the Greek god of I forget what.
Sex,
Cool.
And wine.
Yeah.
revelry, and pleasure.
I've played Hades. Yeah, I know
You
that.
should know
Hey.
that.
Dionys, Elvish Archdruid, 3 and a green for a legendary elf druid. It's 3/3. Elves you control have this ability. Whenever this creature becomes tapped during your turn. So it's just during your turn. It's not the whole game. Untap it and put a +1/+1 counter on it. This triggers only once each turn for each elf. So each elf has all of that text on it.
Yep.
I mean, and before we go back to Paradox Engine, just looking at that and breaking it down, the restrictions or the knobs they've added to that.
Yeah.
So, if you think of everything starting as all permanents,
Yep.
untap, it's focused just on elves, knob
Yep.
1. Knob 2 is, it's very conditionally specific.
During your turn.
During your turn
once
only.
per turn.
So it's time-based and then can only happen once per turn.
Yep.
So the 3 restrictions there are type, time-based,
Yep.
and the amount of times it can happen.
Still very effective.
Very effective.
Because that means each elf can produce 2 green mana if they're a mana dork, for example, and they get a +1 counter on it along the way.
Yeah. So now let's talk about a card that's worse.
Paradox Engine.
is 5 colorless mana, so can be played in any deck.
Sorry, 5 generic.
5 generic, sorry.
That is different.
Yes, it is different. It's 5 generic mana, which means it can be played in any deck, which tough to pick which deck you fit it in. It's a legendary artifact, so it means you can only play one of it.
Oh no.
A limit?
Yep. And whenever you cast a spell, untap all non-land permanents you control. Now, I don't know about you, but I tap mana to cast my spells.
Yep.
So not much it'll do for me, really.
I
It'll
think
give me my blockers back.
I think what you find is you're activating mana abilities, which can appear on any permanent.
Probably. So it was first printed in Aether Revolt, then printed again in Kaladesh as a masterwork, with a really nice masterwork printing as well. So made in 2017, banned in 2019. Had 2 years in the format because Commander was going nice and well in 2017. The reasoning for the ban is Paradox Engine can be played in any deck and creates large amounts of mana at little to no deck building cost. Its play patterns often involve long drawn out turns of tapping and untapping permanents, drawing cards, and generally monopolizing the chess clock of a game. So it's that concept of it turns the game whatever opponent you're playing with, it turns it into
Solitaire.
Yeah.
The first thing I can think of where this is bad already, I'm just going to put that out there, is you chuck a Cryptolith right down, which turns all your creatures into mana dorks.
Yep.
That can tap for any color, and you just go to town.
Do whatever you want.
I really just want this for my Slivers deck.
Yeah, I know you do.
So, what did you find? We start with Chili Bin.
So the first thing I thought of was a card we've spoken about previously, Prophet of Kruphix. It's banned. I'm just trying to find things that do what Paradox Engine does. And this one is also banned, which says untap all creatures and lands you control during each player's untap step. You can cast creatures as though they had flash. Paradox Engine is worse than Prophet of Kruphix.
Whoa.
So the direction I'm going here is about like how often you can trigger this untap effect, right? So Prophet of Kruphix is on everybody's untap step, so you're getting 4 of those per turn cycle. Whereas Paradox Engine, you just play a spell and everything untaps, right? It does also hit lands, so like, yeah, it's doing a little bit more.
Hitting the lands.
The lands
big.
is huge.
Yeah, but if you build in the direction of mana rocks and mana dorks, kind of irrelevant.
I'm so excited to have Ruby here because
Look, just play red, okay? It's like destroy the artifacts. Then what are you going to untap?
Okay.
this is the best day of my fucking life.
I'm just here to convince you to play mono red.
Play more targeted
Yeah.
removal.
Play some interaction.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, there's a level of limitation there
Yes.
where it's happening once on each player's turn. Unwinding clock.
That's the one I was thinking of as well. So Unwinding Clock is a 4-cost artifact.
I've got it here if you want me to.
Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
please.
Or do you want to see if you get it right?
No, I will get it. I will get it right. Unwinding Clock is a 4-cost artifact. I
Yep.
don't believe it's legendary.
It's not.
That says on it at the beginning of each end step.
Nope, already wrong.
Upkeep.
Untap.
Untap.
Yeah.
Everyone's untap step. You untap.
Untap all artifacts you control during each other player's untap step.
Now, the thing with Unwinding Clock is it targets only artifacts. Very easy to turn everything into artifacts. So, Marcus and Thladis,
Yeah.
we're looking at you. And it's on end step, so it's time
No,
restricted.
it's untap.
Sorry, untap
But
step.
it's the same thing as Prophet of Krufix. It's once every turn.
Once every turn, you
Yeah.
get to untap all your stuff that are artifacts and you make them into artifacts.
Yes.
It's very targeted in what deck you would build that in.
Yeah.
Like I've got it in my Mer deck because it's all artifacts,
I
basically.
have it in my Graz Unstoppable Juggernaut deck.
which is also all artifacts.
It's colorless.
Yeah.
It's all colorless stuff. Whereas putting this in. Now, here's the thing, and this is my argument for it, is this isn't on a step.
No.
So things like, I can't remember the name of the card. It's white, and basically, Mirel, Shield of Argive, which is a 4-cost white creature, human. You can't cast spells on my turn.
Yeah.
Bam.
That
That's
turns that
already
off.
one less
Yep.
that you can't do for Paradox Engine.
Yeah.
Then there's ones where it's the barrier. You can play the perfect opening commander game is a land, tap, Sol Ring, tap, and then it's the barrier that spells cost 3 extra to cast on other people's turns.
Right.
Also makes Unwinding Clock a lot harder because why would I cast my spells on your turn?
Unwinding Clock or Paradox?
Paradox Engine
Yeah.
harder. There are so many ways to shut this down cheaply and easily, so easy before it comes out. The game since 2019 has progressed so much that this you can switch this off or remove it with no problem. Like,
I got more.
Off you
I got
go.
more. So to try and find more things that kind of illustrate that difference of like where restrictions exist for untap all effects, went looking for all commander cards that contain the phrase untap all. You've got 79 options.
I did the same thing.
Yeah.
79.
But, so obviously
I
things
got
that are
82.
like instants and sorceries, that's going to be a one-off effect.
Yep.
So then I filtered that down to things that are permanents. So indicating like reliable execution of that effect. There's 45. So still plenty. But similar to Prophet of Krufix and Unwinding Clock, they're generally like a once per turn type thing. Whether that's end step, untap, when you attack, that sort of thing, unless you're generating multiple attack phases, but like whatever. And I pulled up this one because I just think it's kind of rad and I can't believe I've never seen it in a game of Commander. Patron of the Orochi. It's a 6 green legendary spirit. It's a 7/7.
From Kamigawa?
From Betrayers of Kamigawa.
Betrayers.
Yeah.
Love that.
It has an ability, keyword, Snake Offering, which I've never seen
Oh
before.
my god. Wait, so like they're offering you a snake?
Well,
or the
I'll-
snake is offering you something?
I'll give you the reminder text on this ability. You may play this card anytime you could play an instant by sacrificing a snake and paying the difference in mana cost between this spell and the sacrificed snake. Mana cost includes color. So it's an 8 cost to start with. So if you just have like a bunch of snakes out, feed them to this guy.
It is the year of the snake.
But
so.
the activated ability that it has, tap Patron of the Orochi, untap all forests and all green creatures, play this ability only once each turn.
Okay.
So even that is like, if that's your commander, that's mono green, got a lot of forests, maybe you're doing the mana dork thing,
Yeah.
that's still a once per turn effect,
per
and that's basically everything you control potentially. That's kind of neat. And then, because we talked about infinite combos, that this
Here you
could
go.
probably
this
enable.
one's for you.
Yeah.
This one's fun. And this one's for us too, because it is Paradox Engine and Isochron Scepter.
Oh, yes. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
So Isochron Scepter, if you've watched the show before, you probably know what this card does
Hi,
already.
my name's Gramps. Welcome to the Isoconcept show where we talk about our favorite card.
Isochron Scepter. So 2-cost artifact that has imprint. When it enters the battlefield, you may exile an instant card with converted mana cost 2 or less from your hand. You may pay 2, tap the Scepter to copy that exiled card and cast a copy for free.
Keyword in there is cast.
And then that's going to trigger Paradox Engine, obviously, because you're casting a spell.
Casting a spell.
Oh, and
So-
then you're on, yeah.
So your prerequisites on this combo are obviously Paradox Engine, Scepter on field. You have an instant exiled to Isochron Scepter. And non-land permanents you control can tap to produce at least 2. Easy.
In any color.
Yep. So it is probably obvious, but steps are activate all your mana producing non-land permanents, adding at least 2 mana. Activate the Scepter by paying 2 out of that. Tap it, cast whatever the spell is. It literally doesn't matter. Paradox Engine triggers, untaps everything, resolve that instant spell copy, and then just go.
Yeah, put it in Ashling for that the red card that gives you creatures +1/+1 and trample.
Yeah.
And just swing out Colossification +10/+10.
And yeah, your results here: infinite copies of cards exiled with Isochron Scepter, infinite Magecraft triggers, infinite mana non-land permanents you control can produce, infinite Storm Count, of course, infinite untap of non-land permanents.
Yes, but you can also do that with.
Not.
Oh no, you can't.
No, because everything else seems to be that kind of like once per
Time-based,
turn
yeah,
kind of restriction.
Untap, upstep.
Yeah, and like
Upstep.
and like
Yeah.
even just thinking about it like in a general sense, like if you've got a way to give things flash or do things at instant speed,
Yep.
you're able to do whatever you like on other players' turns, and that's back to that same argument against Prophet of Krufix, which is you're taking meaningful game actions on everybody's turn, not just your own.
Your turn is my turn. My turn is my turn.
Yes.
Your turn is my turn.
Yes.
Yeah.
For all four
Look,
turns.
we've all played against a fucking merfolk deck, so that's
one.
yeah. So yeah, and me too. But like, you play against a merfolk deck, and it's your turn is my turn. My turn is my turn.
Yeah,
So
anything with blue is just
anything with blue.
Yeah.
What did you find?
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what you.
This is
found.
actually the thing I'm most curious
Yeah,
about.
Interesting.
we're really
Because
excited.
I know
Okay.
where you're going.
No, I mean, so I found that there are ways to stop it.
Yeah,
of course.
Obviously, you play some removal.
Exactly.
I've played
A braid.
against worse, like immediate combo decks, fucking Beamtown bullies.
Yep.
Like,
I will not play against that
yep,
card.
yep. I have made the mistake a couple of times. I'd rather lose to this, but like, I feel like sometimes in Commander, you're choosing what you would rather lose to.
Yes.
And that's with the ban list as well.
Yeah.
I don't mind losing to this.
Exactly. I'd rather Beamtown Bullies on here than
On the ban list?
Yeah, on the ban list than Paradox Engine for sure.
Bully the Beamtown bullies. And then I found a page of combos that's got like 14 combos.
Yeah.
One of them has a cat, so I'm biased immediately. The White Mane Lion and Paradox Engine. So White Mane Lion is 2/2 with Flash. Cat.
Cool.
Yep, 2 cost. When White Mane Lion costs into play, sorry, a 1 and a 1 white. When it comes into play, return a creature you control to its owner's hand.
Oh, so you just return itself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just infinite mana non-land permanents you control can produce infinite ETB, infinite LTV, infinite storm count, infinite untap of non-land permanents.
And that goes in Rin and Siri. Done. Easy.
Yeah.
Is Rin and Siri's
Any
Naya
cat,
or John?
most
Yeah.
cat decks. Yeah, no.
Yeah, done. Rin and Siri in.
You can play a
Straight
mono
away.
white. You can play a Johnny. You can play. I mean,
A Johnny, daddy of Magic players.
Arabo, and just
Yeah.
yep,
That's yuck.
love it. I love his cat. But look, this is not the worst card. So
Look, the thing is, everyone's fear about this card is the lack of a time restriction, right? It can be done at any time. If I cast a spell in your turn, I get to untap all my stuff, which is what I did in that modern tournament, and it was fine.
Yeah.
They still beat me. It wasn't because the deck was bad, it was because Paradox Engine was in there, and I'm standing by that.
Yeah.
But general arguments out of the way for the fans out there. It is 1 in 99. You're going to have to get this out.
Exactly.
If you want to get it out as well, you're going to either have to tutor it, which takes up more space in that deck.
True.
As well. Paradox Engine, being untime restricted, unlocks a certain level of play that hasn't been unlocked since Miracle was reprinted. Because
Okay.
at the moment,
Interesting.
At the moment, we're building around untapping things either at sorcery speed, 1 off on a sorcery, untapping all things at instant speed, 1 off on an instant that maybe we give flashback with Liar, Drowned Disciple, anything
Or
like
it's like
that.
an activated ability or
Exactly.
something triggered
Or
off
it's
of
time
attacking.
based.
Yeah.
On attack phase, on untap steps, on upkeeps, or on end steps.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them are on end steps.
Yeah.
So, because they're so time based, it's not something you build around to have them untapped. It's a good to have, where adding Paradox Engine to a list where you want things to untap. Yeah, I know it's going to be used for infinite mana or like unlimited mana and
Very
stuff like
easily,
that.
yeah.
Yes.
Well, no, but
Probably primarily.
let's be the audience for a second. Man, that combo you mentioned takes like 15 mana. Like, or 7, I guess.
7 in
because
this case.
2
Yeah.
5, yeah.
Paradox is 5.
Yeah.
But like, it means that without the timing restriction, people are going to build around that to like and play around that as well. It unlocks a different level of play style, and you would have it in your mind as well. I don't think it would be an auto included every deck. It would be an auto included in a lot of decks that play a lot of mana dorks. But even then, if you're just untapping stuff whenever you play a card, there's not a huge amount of benefit other than you're keeping your blockers. Or like
It depends on what kind of spells you're including.
Yeah,
Like,
because you would need to have for Paradox Engine to be really good on the table, you would need to have also ways to draw a lot of cards, so you're playing them, and I guess stuff like I always get it wrong. It's the green card. You can look at the top card of your library. If you have different powers of 3 different kind, it's got Coven.
Augur of Autumn.
Augur of Autumn. Thank you so much.
I think it's green-white.
No, just green.
Is it?
Yeah, just mono green. But if you have that down, you can play things from the top. Yeah, I get that. But that's, again, you need something really specific. You need to be on the battlefield. You need conditions. Paradox Engine gets really good conditionally. And you need to have those conditions in the deck. So you need to be building with Paradox Engine in mind. Now, it's much better than Coalition Victory in terms of if you're building around it. I do concede that. But Paradox Engine, if you're building around it and then it's removed, there aren't a lot of ways to bring artifacts back to the battlefield.
Yeah, there are.
Consistently.
What's the most common?
Yeah, hit me. Let's go.
I don't remember them, but there's definitely like...
Wow.
So there's not.
Yeah, so it doesn't exist.
I've got, do you want me to look it up right now?
Seeing is believing. That's why God isn't real.
I mean,
Look, Sword of Feast and Famine. You deal combat damage, untap all lands. If you can get another combat, you can do that multiple times. Seedborn Muse, untap all permanents you control during each other player's untap step. If you can make multiple untap steps happen, which is easy to do as well. Done. What is this one? It's Intruder Alert, which is whenever a creature enters the battlefield, untap all creatures you control.
Right.
And creatures enter the battlefield tapped. Like, there are more aggressive cards than Paradox Engine that are very legal to play right now. I'd like to point out Thassa's Oracle
We can't
as
do
a
this
card
every...
that's legal.
You can't just reach for Thassa's every episode.
it's like a crutch.
Hi, Thassa's is here. I just think that there's too many ways to remove this, and it needs to be conditionally built around to be effective. Yes, it's good at a baseline with dorks, but unless you're doing something with those dorks and with the untime restriction, I think it's not going to benefit you at all. So it does promote a new game style and a new building style, and I think that in the culture of Commander is really important. So we're not just building the same thing.
Yeah.
I think part of my issue is that it encourages you towards deck building a certain way that we've seen in other ban reasons of like monopolizing game time and very homogenous turns and all that sort of stuff.
Milk. It's a milky.
A milky card. It's a homogenated
It's a milky card.
Yeah.
Makes your game milky.
But I think like we've seen in previous ban reasons we've talked about like them trying to use bans as a signal away from certain types of deck building. And I think this being available possibly pushes certain players towards bad deck building, frankly, for what is a casual format where everybody's supposed to have fun and be relatively equally engaged in the game.
People do that anyway, though.
They do. And people will find those
Could
ways.
I introduce you to Pant Laza?
Yeah.
You certainly can.
Please not again. I'm playing against Palaza so much. With the spells that you would be casting for this to work, what's a common like instance of some kind?
You'd be building a deck with a lot of instants in it, I think, because
maybe a lot of cantrips. So you cast a spell, you draw a card, sort of variety. Maybe stuff with flashback, so you
two arms, untap all creatures, draw a card.
Yeah, like you said, you have to build around it and make sure they actually still do something for you.
Yeah, but you might build in the direction of having a lot of cards with flashback and something that triggers off of things leaving the graveyard or casting out of the graveyard, just to get the most value out of it, right?
Oh, wonder how this interaction would work. Let's go back to Isochron Scepter for a second.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play it out for you. Okay. Isochron Scepter with Grape Shot under it.
Great. Perfect choice.
Grape Shot is a 1-cost red card with Storm on it.
1 damage to target.
1 damage to target.
Okay.
That's
Any
it.
target.
Yeah. Any target. So, dork out the Grape Shot with the... you've got...
You need to produce at
You're
least
playing
2.
Gruul.
Yeah.
You've got an Elvish Mystic
Fantastic.
and an Avacyn's Pilgrim, so your deck's already illegal. That's fine to play a Paradox Engine, which is also illegal.
2 different elves.
Yeah.
Avacyn's Pilgrim and the Elvish Mystic, they tap for a white and a green, which is legal in a Gruul deck now because Paradox Engine's also legal. You tap the Isochron Scepter to play the Grape Shot. Grape Shot gets played, Paradox Engines untaps everything, Grape Shot has already hit once.
Yeah.
And then you do it again, because each time Grape Shot, the storm count increases, so it'd be exponential Grape Shots.
I think...
Exponential. I'm going to call...
That's terrible.
I'm going to call my band Exponential Grape Shots.
It's actually hard as hell.
Fuck yeah. Copyrighted.
Yeah.
You heard it here
Patent
first.
pending. Don't steal that.
I think, if I was going to look for a commander that is building around Paradox Engine, it would be something with Magecraft. Something that triggers off of copying or casting spells.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be doing a lot of that. It's a spell slinger deck with Magecraft, probably.
I would think of a mono green deck where the goal is to remove people's lands efficiently so they can't play the game of Magic. Land destruction is legal, it's fun, it's fine, and we should all play more of it. Go out and
moderation.
By the way, I have stocks in Armageddon because I know it's not going to get banned. And
The Bruce Willis movie?
Yeah, exactly. I have 50 Armageddons at home, and if Magic ban it, I'll cry.
Oh no! Then it'll be Armageddon.
It'll be Armageddon. All right, Ruby, what do you think? Ban, unban? After his arguments,
Hang on. Is there anything else you've looked
I
up you want to bring to the
honestly,
table?
that's kind of it.
Ruby found the
was-
cat and was like, "Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
fucking out."
I found the cat, and I found play mono red artifact removal, and I was like, sold. It's stoppable.
It's stoppable, and it can be cat-worthy.
It's stoppable, and there's a cat. And who doesn't like a milky
doesn't
commander
like a milky
experience
commander
every now and then? We all got them.
Oh.
Good for your bones.
I don't know how I feel about guests on this show.
It's pretty milky, actually. That light went out.
Oh no.
We should...
We
look
said
into
the
that.
wrong-
I don't think that changed much.
We
No.
said the wrong thing.
There's too much milk chat.
We're about to be smoked.
It's motion
We didn't
sensors.
move enough.
Yeah.
Oh, move? Like milk.
Moo.
Hell yeah.
You can cut that out.
No. Okay, yeah. So, what do you think about this card? You think it's playable with cats, and it's red can remove it.
Mm-hmm.
Most colors can remove it. Green can efficiently remove it.
Also,
Now, before you answer,
okay.
we're having a lot of fun here.
Uh-huh.
But I want you to imagine a game where someone is playing this against you, and what that will do to the game.
So, I've got Avacyn's Pilgrim down.
This is for Angel and Devil on the shoulder.
No, I'm playing the game. I've got an Avacyn's Pilgrim down. I've got an Elvish Mystic down. I've been a dick all game because my deck is fully illegal. And I tap them to tab my Isochron's Grape Shot at you. And then the Paradox Engine untaps them. I could just be playing Naya.
I just
really.
get grape shot to death.
Yeah, you just get Grape Shot to death.
I have played against so many decks.
Do you think
that
you're
just
walking
play by
away
themselves.
thinking you had a good time?
They're a fun guy.
Okay. I tried.
And hear me out though. Like, how many times have you gone up a game and the table's full, ready to go, and someone pops down an overloaded Cyclonic Rift, and you just have to start again?
Yeah.
Or someone pots down Larry Nevin's disc, and they pop it, but everything's an artifact, so
Yeah.
it just gets rid of the entire board,
You know
and
what?
half the decks are done.
Yeah.
I want to unban conditionally.
Okay.
Only cool guys. Only cool guys can play it.
Ooh, so we've got banned. You got banned as commander.
Banned as not commander.
Banned not as commander, and then banned unless you're a cool guy.
Yeah,
okay,
pretty much.
interesting.
And the cool guy list is specifically a tier list that Ruby owns.
Yes.
Much like
it's secret.
it's secret.
No one will ever know.
Yeah,
Ruby
You get
will
a-
walk up to you at a festival, hand you a Paradox Engine, and say you can play this in your deck.
Yeah,
We either have a fun game or I flip the table into your face.
Nice.
And that's the only way you'll
And
ever
that's how
know.
you lose your Paradox Engine privileges.
Yeah.
probably.
And I stamp on it.
and it means you're
spit
no
on
longer a cool guy. Just hurts more, I think.
I think you're locked down on the ban.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
And I
100%.
think that you're fully wrong.
Uh-huh.
But that's fine. That's how we go usually in the show. Look, and now the reasonable person comes in. Gramps, the character leaves, and Gramps, the person
You're breaking
comes in.
kayfabe?
Yeah.
I'm breaking kayfabe because now Triple H said it's okay.
Okay.
He did it in his last interview. It's really
Right.
wild. It's like, that's the industry now, man. We break kayfabe all the time.
Yeah.
This would be really shit to play against, and it would be really shit to keep track of.
Yeah.
I would forget regularly. And it is non-land permanence. That's fine.
Yeah. But you would abuse that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I would put this in every single elf deck I have.
Or even just anything with a couple of artifacts that produce mana.
Yeah.
Doesn't even matter.
Yeah, Soul Rings, Arcane Signets, like...
Yeah, something that produces a bit of coloured mana, sure.
Then something else to think about. Let's think about Bolas's Citadel for a second, which has the tap. If you have 10 permanents down the battlefield, tap it, opponent loses 10 life.
Yeah.
And then you can just
Do that again?
cast from the top of your library for your life,
Yeah.
untap the Bolas, do it again.
And it's black, so
Black.
you would...
Mono
What
black.
is the one where opponents lose life, you gain life?
Yeah, Exquisite Blood,
So, yeah, you would basically
Bloodthirsty
just
Conqueror.
have no downside to killing everybody 10 life at a time.
Exactly. And it would be so easy to do.
And not fun. It wouldn't be
No,
fun.
no,
Like you
not
would
at
just
all.
be like, oh, and then I win again. If you want to play Magic,
Yeah.
probably not this card.
But then again, this is where pre-game conversations come in.
Uh-huh.
If this were unbanned, you would have a conversation with someone being, oh, look, my deck does this, and here's the pieces to look out for. There's a Paradox engine in here that will untap all my stuff.
Yeah.
If it goes to come out or it comes out, that's one of
Yeah.
the bigger pieces. In
But then that's relying on one of the other three players having either counterspell or artifact removal close to the time it's being cast. Otherwise, it gets out of hand.
Say it with me now. We're in a library, so we have to whisper.
What's up?
Oh, ASMR.
Play more removal.
Play more removal, but relying on
Oh,
but
yeah.
relying on people having it is not a reason to
It's
unban
such a bad
something.
thought.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, hey, you want to fish your commander? Play more removal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just build your deck to anti other people's decks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's 2-1, so we're unbanning. Yeah!
Yeah. Oh, I never thought that this is how this would go.
I'm only inviting guests that are going to go my way. It's
So that little chat
good.
you guys had in the corner before, that was to collude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
It's called collusion.
So I never had a chance.
casual collusion.
Yes. Hi. Welcome to Casual
Yeah.
Collusion with Gramps and Ruby.
Yeah.
Our first guest is
We invite you on the show to bully you.
I tried to turn this into Icecron Scepter, and you were like, no, it's a different show entirely.
We're on our 4th show today, and our 5th one comes up after this. Yeah, look, it's a bad card. I love it so much. It's one of my
Unbelievable.
favorite cards of all time. Thank you for watching us here on Casual Compliance with our first ever guest, RubeePlays, Ruby. Again, if people want to find you, they can go to RubeePlays on anything.
Yep, 2
And
E's.
Anywhere else?
Yep, and Cozy Magic Club, which
Amazing.
both of these lovely humans have been on.
And it was a great time every
Have
time.
we lost a game yet? I know I lost the standard game.
No, I won the first one I was on. You
I
won the one that we were both
with Evercrawl.
on.
Emra Cruel.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah, no, because your gold deck.
It didn't
pretty
work
much.
that time, but in the practice game we had ahead of time, it went off.
Go check
yeah.
that episode out. It has the coolest turn in Magic the Gathering of all time, in my opinion, on any recorded show.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah, with
was-
the Emerald going
The,
down.
the click was very good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nintendo Switch 2 has been announced. Go check that out.
Yeah.
I'm Gramps. You can find me on Blue Sky because I do all of our socials. Blue Sky, TikTok. If you see me creeping into your DMs, no, you didn't.
Who are you DMing from the show account?
All the cool guys.
Gavin Verhey, specifically.
Yeah.
Regularly.
Okay.
Ristic Studies.
Okay.
Sam, please respond to me. I know I've messaged you 15 times now, but you'll get back to me eventually.
I don't know if that's a lie or not. That worries me. I'm Chilibin.
And you also, please email us, casualcompliance@gmail.com. We read them. We read all the comments. Thank you for watching our show. It's been wonderful to have Ruby here. Thank you so much for coming on.
Yes.
Thank you for voting with me. I appreciate it. You're welcome back. And you
You
will
can
be
pay
back.
me later.
Yeah,
Hang on.
the transfer of funds will happen. In 2 weeks' time, we're going to have a special episode that we haven't named yet because we're taking it away from nights and into a really cool little format that you're going to see, because once again, this is a passion project. We're not here to be billionaires. We're here to have fun and be creative.
You're also making it sound like a huge thing. It's just interviews.
It's not just.
Well, no, but like you make it sound like something much bigger than
Something cool and special with
where
fun
we put
guys.
the interviews.
No, there's no mushrooms.
Oh,
Oh.
I don't want to be on it then.